This morning's Community Spotlight is sponsored by Gateway Bank, and this time around, as opposed to the past, we're going to do something a little bit different as a result of coming out of a pandemic. Who knew? But the point is, the pandemic has obviously altered all of our lives, and how we will conduct ourselves from this point forward, as a result, has been altered as well. That also goes for the nonprofit community that's out there, and we wanted to share and talk a little bit about that today on Mesa Morning Live. So joining me are three great leaders of our community, and let's give a warm, enthusiastic welcome to Save the Family new CEO, Robin Julian, right here.
Thank you.
And then we have Jackie Shelley in the middle over here from Paz de Cristo. And then, of course, Kayla Kohler, the new CEO from House of Refuge. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about you. But again, thank you for joining. To begin with, why don't you tell us each a little bit about your organizations so we can understand it. And to make sure everybody knows who's who, be sure and mention the name of your organization in your explanation. Robin, let's begin with you.
Sure. Well, Save the Family Foundation of Arizona was founded about 30 years ago, and our mission is to work side by side with families to help them address poverty, overcome homelessness, and also get on that path towards self-sufficiency. And we're one of the leading providers of housing and support services in the state of Arizona. We're actually two organizations. We have our Save the Family Foundation, which supplies the supportive services, as well as our affordable rental movement component, which is the real estate component of our organization. But what makes our organization so special is the 50+ employees that lead with compassion and with caring and with a heart every day to help serve the homeless community in the state. So thank you so much.
Well said. Thank you. Jackie.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. I'm here representing Paz de Cristo Community Center. We've been in the Mesa area for about 34 years. Our mission is to feed, clothe, and empower our neighbors in need. And we do that with a nightly hot meal service every night of the year. Even through the pandemic, we did not miss one meal. We have a food box program, we have a clothing bank, a job center, and a host of wraparound empowerment services to help our neighbors lift themselves out of their circumstances. We serve primarily homeless and working poor, and I'm excited to be here representing our organization, the many guests that we serve, and a special shout out to my staff. We're a small but mighty staff who's been serving this community for 34 years.
Good for you. And speaking of dinner, what time should I be there tonight?
5:15 to 6:15. We serve dinner in our dining room.
All right. All right, and of course, Kayla, tell us about your organization.
Thank you, Tony. Since 1996, House of Refuge has provided transitional housing in a neighborhood setting to homeless families. We provide case management services, education and employment opportunities, a community center for the kids, a teen center for our teens, and we do everything we can to help our families figure out what got them into homelessness in the first place so that they can leave us and be self-sufficient and never be homeless again. And we couldn't do anything without our staff, our wonderful board, and our volunteers. We always need volunteers.
You got that. All right. We'll just stay with you, Kayla.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about your organization's needs this holiday season.
Well, we have already filled our Adopt a Family. We do that every year. We feed our families, and people in the community are so generous they've stepped up to adopt a family for their meals. We're having our big Christmas in the Neighborhood event tomorrow. If people still want to give, we are a tax credit organization, and all of that money will go directly into services for the family. So our families are going to be showered with love during this holiday season.
And I hope you're showered with money as well to support your efforts.
Thank you.
How about you, Jackie?
Oh, during this season, well, we of course, we appreciate the partnership with Amazon. We encourage all of our donors to shop Smile.Amazon and name Paz de Cristo as your charity of choice if you prefer, or any of the amazing charities in Mesa that are doing great work. We're always looking for volunteers for our shower service, our food box program, so if you're interested in a service project, to come and contact us as well. And we're always looking for donors. So if you are looking for some place to use your tax credit money, we're happy to help you through that process.
I like that. You're happy to help me.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. My fourth wife used to say the same thing. I digress. Let's move on. How about you, Robin?
Well, same with the Save the Family Foundation of Arizona. We are so fortunate to work with so many great families. In fact, the majority of our families, we work with over 600 families a year, majority are headed up by single parents. And the majority of them are people of color, so there's a great need out there. For the holiday season, we have a variety of programs. We just finished off our Thanksgiving food drive, and now we're rolling in this next week for our holiday adopt-a-family, and we've been so wonderfully and generously supported by our community for those items. And just like these other organizations, we have a wonderful tax credit program as well. And so don't forget to check that box. And it's so great in the state of Arizona that singles can give $400 and married filing jointly can give up to $800, and it doesn't cost you any money. So you get all of that money back on your taxes. So it's a wonderful opportunity to support our great organizations.
Okay, getting back to the sub-theme, post-pandemic, what changes, Robin, we're going to go with you.
Sure.
What changes have your organization seen, say, this last year, now that we're, quote unquote, officially out of the pandemic?
Well, that's
as it pertains to homelessness.
Sure. First and foremost, I mean, the need is great in our community. Homelessness has increased substantially. Just since 2021 in Maricopa County, we've experienced a 40% increase in the number of homeless families, and we're at a 13-year high for eviction rates. So the need is so great, and it's very much challenging to serve that need. One of the things that our funders, our leadership, our community are searching for are permanent, lasting solutions to the homeless problem. And a couple of years ago, Save the Family initiated a brand new program called Step Up to Independence. And very quickly, it's an opportunity for families to work with us side by side for a period of up to 2 years. They must participate in our programs, including career counseling, financial literacy. They must stay employed. And during that time, they don't pay rent, but they do pay a $500 program fee, and they are very much encouraged to save. After successfully completing that program, they receive all of that money back. And most of our families exit the program successfully with a check for about $10,000 or more. Well, you can imagine that's a great start. That's first and last month's rent. It's an opportunity to pay off some bills that they've accumulated, but it's a true fresh start, a good foundation for moving forward, and an opportunity to really become self-sufficient for these families. We've had a lot of success. In fact, our goal when we originally started the program was we anticipated 75% of those families becoming significantly more financially stable. Well, we blew that goal out of the water, and we have 93% of our families are just really crushing it and in much more solid shape than ever before. So that's working out really well for us.
That brings new meaning to the old biblical phrase, teach a man to fish, he eats for a day. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
That's right.
That's what you guys are doing.
We are.
Fantastic. Jackie, what about you?
Well, we see that the face of homelessness is changing considerably since the pandemic, partially because of the economic downturn that the pandemic really kind of got rolling. We're seeing a rise in senior homelessness.
Senior homelessness?
Senior citizen homelessness, yes. We at PAWS see it quite often. A lot of older folks are being priced out of their housing and they're living in their cars. So they're coming to Paz de Cristo to get assistance with that. So we are seeing that trend. The way that we are, everybody's trying to end homelessness, and everybody wants that answer of what you can do. The way that we're looking at it is we're still going to respond with the services that we provide for that crisis. Enough food to get you through, a food box to get you through a food emergency, help you stretch your dollars a little bit more. But I think the way we can truly end homelessness is to try to prevent it or head it off at the pass. So looking at the root causes of homelessness and food insecurity and seeing how we can fill that need. And at Paz de Cristo, we're looking at how we can support the families and those we serve. Our campus serves as a hub for other nonprofits that provide services that we don't. So, for example, we have Circle the City that comes to our campus to provide medical care. We have Spectrum Medical that comes and they provide different types of testing in labs as well. Copa Health is on our campus to help with homeless solutions because we don't provide homes or housing solutions. I'm sure I'm missing a few, but we serve as a central hub where people can come and they can get the services that they need while they are trying to lift themselves up and out of poverty.
That's amazing. You say, I'm sure I'm missing a few, yet you just threw a huge net out there of services and safety net that you guys provide. So thank you.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
How about you, Kayla?
Tony, I came to House of Refuge in January of 2021 at the height of the pandemic. And it was quite an interesting time to try to do direct services to individuals and families. Everything was closed to in-person services at that point in time. So things have changed dramatically in the last 2 years. And the pandemic really changed a lot of things for people. Whenever I came to House of Refuge, we were in partnership with the city of Mesa, and we were operating a food distribution for the entire community. So we had repurposed some of our staff, like, for example, our community center staff that could not work with our children directly, so they operated the food distribution that we had. And anyone in the community could come to our location and pick up a food box on Thursdays and Fridays. And as we saw the need decreasing at the beginning of that year, then we started reopening our services. And we only serve families, so they have to have custody of a minor child. We have about 250 people that live with us every day, and about 100 of those are adults and 150 are kids. 85% of the people that we serve are single moms. And about half of those come out of domestic violence situations. So the need that we have seen over the last 2 years, for example, the number of people that call for inquiry about housing has more than doubled in the last year. So people that never found themselves homeless before are just being priced out of the rental market, and they don't know where to go. And homelessness and affordable housing is just at a crisis level. And so we do everything that we can, again, much like these other ladies, to help people get back on their feet. Everything they get while they're with us at House of Refuge, they take with them when they leave, so they don't have to start over again. And we really want to help them find the solution so they are not unhoused anymore. But it is tough. I mean, the pandemic really changed everything. One thing at House of Refuge that we have just done, we are opening a teen center. Our teens really took a hit during the pandemic, and we feel like they need a little special love and care right now. So we've hired our first ever youth engagement coordinator to work with those kiddos, to try to help them with their mental health issues, to come out of isolation, to re-engage with our community, with just people in general. So we're very optimistic about the future. Again, we can't do it without the community like these other organizations, but homelessness is something that definitely needs attention, and I'm very excited that the city of Mesa takes it very seriously, and they're trying to help find the solution.
Indeed, the city of Mesa has always been extremely proactive. At least my experience has been with them over the decades, watching things, having worked for the city. We've kind of touched on this last question I wanted to ask you ladies, but let's follow through on that. With new leadership comes new visions, thoughts, ideas. So we've already touched on a little bit, but Robin, what is your vision of the future for your organization?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. Well, you know, we always want to look at new and innovative ways to make a positive impact. One of the things that's very exciting about...
Hang on a second. Say that last part again.
One of the things that's very exciting about Save the Family is we are embarking on something really new and different for our organization. In fact, it's the first in Arizona, and that is the Family Scholar House model. And it's exciting because it's really a workforce development combined with affordable housing. We're looking to complete, and we haven't started it yet, but this is all in the works. We're looking to complete a complex that holds 60 housing units, and people will be able to stay there rent-free or at a reduced rent while they are completing their education. And so this is really about a lot of different partnerships coming together to do this. But what we see is it helps, it gets people back in school so they can increase their wages, and it's really solving a multi-generational problem because kids see their parents working hard, getting that higher level job, and so it's very exciting. It's been proven out very successfully across the country, and this one will be the first in Arizona, so we're thrilled to be bringing that to the forefront.
Oh man, you're giving me goosebumps. I love that. That's a great program. That's fantastic.
We can't wait to get started on it.
Well, I wish you well on that.
Thank you.
And Jackie, how about you?
I'm very excited about where Paz de Cristo is going now that we've emerged from our pandemic and we can look to the future. We are looking at 3 target populations. Obviously, our senior citizens. They're a new group of homeless who are struggling or they're barely making it. And so we're going to be focusing on providing programs that help them to help themselves. Things like if you are a lady who likes to do arts and crafts and you want to make those and sell them on some place like Etsy. Our seniors aren't very comfortable online. So providing classes and coaching on how to do that and how to be comfortable with that. We're also looking at the group of kids, I call them COVID kids. My son graduated from high school just last May, and he struggled during COVID between being at home and being hybrid and everything. And a lot of the kids who now they've come out with mental health issues, maybe they barely graduated, maybe they didn't graduate at all. It's gonna be very difficult for them to support themselves. So looking at offering GED assistance so that you can get that high school diploma, so that you can go out into the job market. Or partnering with the trades. We know that skilled labor, there are not a lot of skilled labor people out there seeking positions in that. And so partnering with the trades and providing apprenticeships and helping our youth to figure out, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? And maybe I want to be a welder. So I've gone and partnered with a welding company. Well, you need a certification, so we can help you get those certifications while you're building an apprenticeship, and then that business gets a skilled laborer.
You're building the path to get those
Yes.
higher paying jobs instead of thinking the only thing is the entry level jobs that are
Yes.
out there, which are obviously easy to find. The ones you're talking about, not so hard to find, hence the path you're building. It's phenomenal.
Right. And then we're also looking at our veterans. We do see, we're seeing an increase in veterans who are needing our services, especially in the substance abuse and mental health area. And so how can we support them? You know, they are their own community, and sometimes it's very difficult for them to ask for help. So we provide a place where in our dining room we have navigators from Copa Health and Community Bridges that kind of build that rapport with them so that when they are ready to ask for assistance, they trust somebody. And we're that one-stop shop, and we're gonna rally around them and be their cheerleaders. So those are the 3 target populations that we're looking at. We're also looking to become a little more mobile, adding a food truck and taking our hot meal service out to some of the food deserts. How can we get food boxes to our seniors who either can't or shouldn't be driving, but still need that assistance? So we're looking to get a little more mobile, a little more outreach, and just continue to serve those that show up at our door every night.
Fantastic. Kayla.
House of Refuge has a very bright future. I almost wish that there wasn't a need for any of our organizations, but the sad fact is that there is. And some of the services that I've heard these organizations about what they do and about what we do, some of them are the same. But I'll tell you, it's not duplication of services because the need is so great. And so we're not duplicating. Talking about the workforce, we have one mom right now who is in school to be an electrician, another one that's in school to be an HVAC technician. So again, helping them, whether it's in the trades, whether it's getting into college. We have partnerships with the area universities. We've got an exciting partnership with Alverno College coming up this next year. They are a new college in Mesa that has direct entry Masters of Nursing programs, and they're going to be doing community health on our campus. So we're excited about that kind of a partnership. House of Refuge is on federal land, and we have a 30-year lease from the federal government at no cost, and those leases will expire in another 5 to 7 years, and until then we can only do transitional housing. We receive no federal funding for transitional housing, and when those leases are up, we will own everything outright. So what the future holds, we're working on strategic plans right now for that. If the situation, the current economic situation and the housing situation stays the same, we might consider doing more affordable housing ourselves, because where do these families go? And so if the need is still that great at that time, that is certainly something that we will entertain. But until then, we will continue helping the families that find themselves at our doorstep in any way that we can.
Gotcha. Yeah, speaking of duplication, no, you've made it clear the programs are the organizations are completely different and offering services and ideas succinctly different from each other. The only duplication I see here are 3 phenomenal leaders. I'm just saying. Inside voice, Tony, inside voice. All right, I lied. One last question, let's make it quick. In terms of how to get a hold of you, how do people find you? Robin.
Sure. Visit us at savethefamily.org. That's savethefamily.org.
Awesome. Same with us. You can find us at PazDeCristo.org. We're spreading positivity, so join us there and follow us on social media, on our Facebook, our LinkedIn, and our Instagram.
The same. We are at houseofrefuge.org, and you can find us there. You can Google us and find our phone number, and come for a tour. We'd love to show you where the miracles happen every day.
Oh, that's good.
Ladies, thank you so much for taking on the challenges of our society and for contributing to Mesa, making it the fantastic place it is to be, to live, to grow, and to enjoy. So with this holiday season, I want to give you a big thank you, and thank you for the gifts that you've bestowed upon us with your organizations, and have a safe holiday. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony, and
Thank
thank
you.
you, Mesa.